Draymond Green and Baron Davis sat down on the Draymond Green show and was talking basketball. They was talking about the United States Olympic team. Also, they was talking about the women's United States Olympic team. Also, they gave a real good perspective on the WNBA Rookie of the Year. But before we get off in today's podcast, tell a friend to tell a friend. Like I said, man, this WNBA Rookie of the Year race is heating up. And you got all kinds of celebrities, all kinds of media personnel, and you got all kinds of NBA players and ex-NBA players and ex-WNBA players weighing in on who they think should be the Rookie of the Year. Now, this take that I listened to between Draymond Green and Baron Davis, they kept it real. They put a nice perspective on the WNBA Rookie of the Year battle between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Also, they made some interesting comments about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese not being on the USA Olympic basketball team. They sat down on the Draymond Green show and they chopped it up and they kept it real. And two basketball minds that, you know, are highly knowledgeable about the game. They played the game at a high level. You know, Draymond is a 4-time NBA champion. You know what Baron Davis did in his NBA career. We go back and look at that Golden State Warriors team when Baron Davis was on that Golden State Warriors team and they took down the #1 seed in the Dallas Mavericks and what, you know, Baron Davis did in that series. Also, look at what he did when they played against the Utah Jazz, how he put Karolinko in the poster. But two basketball minds, they came together and they sat down and they chopped it up. And this is a real battle. And like I said, you know, these two girls they showing out in the WNBA. In the first half of the season, we seen what Angel Reese is capable of doing. We seen that she had 15 straight double-doubles. That became a thing. We saw what Caitlin Clark has done in the first half of the season. You know, she's on a historic pace for the assists. You know, she set the single-game assist record with 19. She was the first WNBA rookie to have a triple-double. And, you know, she's doing great things. And now she has her Indiana Fever team in position to make the playoffs. Right now, the 7th seed. And also, Angel Reese got her team in position to make the WNBA playoffs, and her team is sitting in 8th. Now, a lot of people weighed in on this Rookie of the Year thing, and they said whoever team is above each other in the standing, whatever that player's on, they'll go with them as the Rookie of the Year. But outside of, you know, the politics, we got to keep the politics out of it. It shouldn't be a politic thing. It should be what their play exemplifies on the court and what they're doing for their respective teams and what they're doing to impact winning. So whoever, you know, leads in the standing at the end, that's who I think should be crowned the WNBA Rookie of the Year. Now, Draymond and Baron Davis sat down and they kept it real. So let's take a listen to what Baron Davis and Draymond Green said about the Rookie of the Year. Take a listen.
Last but not least, who wins Rookie of the Year?
I'm a point guard, so I'm going with Caitlin Clark. I'm a point guard. I like how, I like watching Caitlin Clark play because I like seeing great passes. You know what I mean? I like the art of passing is everything to me. You know what I mean? That's why I like Steph so much because he do so much other shit.
For sure.
And like that's where I be appreciating the game. You know what I mean? Just like the artistry, the wizardry. And I think that's what Caitlin Clark got. That's why I watch her.
So I'm gonna go with Caitlin Clark because I think whichever team gets into the playoffs is the player that's going to win it, and I think her team is better.
Yeah, she got a squad.
She do. They had the #1 pick 2 years in a row.
Nah, for sure.
Should be decent.
They
both
good.
Can play.
Yeah, you know, and it's tough, bro. Like, you know, you coming into a league, you adjusting, you move, you got a whole new life.
And they just finished playing a month before they started. 2 weeks before they started.
It's gonna take some time, but I do like Angel Reese. She a dog. You know what I mean? She a dog. and she like one of those transitional big men that you need them both, because it's just gonna start bringing light to all the dope young ladies that's out in the W that's killers. You know what I mean? There's so many killers, and like they got game. I think just the attention I'm here for. You know what I mean? I'm tuned in. I'm tapped in. But I do feel like the Liberty may win it this year, bro.
The Aces is winning it.
I was at the championship last year, Aces and Liberty, and for some strange reason, I feel like the Liberty were not that far behind.
Now, you heard what Draymond Green said, and you heard what Baron Davis said. And that's two guys that play basketball at a high level, man. And I like their perspective on that. And I like what Baron Davis said. Baron Davis said he would vote for Caitlin Clark because he's a point guard, and that's the position that Caitlin Clark plays. He said, I like watching her pass. I like watching her because, I'm a point guard myself. And I like the other shit that she brings to the table. And that's what Baron Davis exactly said. Now, Draymond took another approach. He took the approach that a lot of people were saying early in their takes, such as Monica McNutt, Keyshawn Johnson, also Paul Pierce, and also what Cheryl Swoop said. Whoever finishes first in the standings, that's the player they're going with. So Draymond said he'll take Caitlin Clark because he thinks that the Indiana Fever are going to end up with a better record than the Chicago Sky. And he said because they have a better team. So that was Draymond and Baron Davis's take. Now, also, they also sat down and they was talking about the USA Olympic basketball team. And Draymond said some interesting things, man, but I'm going to have to disagree with Draymond in this aspect. Let's take a listen to what Baron Davis and Draymond Green said about, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese not being on that Olympic team. Take a listen.
And I know I'm just being petty. So do you think Caitlin Clark should have been now?
I think Caitlin Clark should have been on the USA team.
Bro. I think so too.
Because
I think it's good for the brand.
It's great for the brand. And we talk brand any other time. Let's not act like it don't matter now.
Oh, man, it
matters.
makes the most sense.
100%. If you think about what, and by the way, if you think about what the 1992 Barcelona team, Dream Team, did for the brand of basketball.
Yes.
The W is still are still in those phases of the NBA, right? Like the NBA during that, the W is there. So it must be about spreading this globally, and she's the biggest global star.
Man, I disagree with that.
In women's basketball.
I disagree with that.
Listen, I think like the women we got over there, I think Angel Wilson's going to be the GOAT. But like, just from a pure branding and marketing standpoint, Caitlin's the biggest. And so for her to not be on the
Angel
team.
Reese should have been on the team.
I agree.
For
her not to be on the team, Angel Reese not to, I think for what they're doing for women's basketball, bro. That should matter. And by the way, what they showed you in this half a season is that I'm going to be one of them ones.
I'm one of them ones.
So it's okay to bet on me
already.
right now because I'm going to be one of them ones. Angel Reese is leading the league in double-doubles and broke the all-time record. Caitlin Clark is leading the league in assists on a historical pace. They've shown you we're going to be one of them ones.
In the first half of the season,
so you can make that bet on me. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like
I think they
should. I just wanted to say that because I had never chimed in. I just think we miss a golden opportunity.
Now, you heard what Draymond had to say. Now, I agree with what Baron Davis had to say, but I got to disagree with some of the things that Draymond Green said. I'm not going to say that Caitlin Clark is a global star right now. I will have to disagree with Draymond Green. I don't think that she's a global icon right now because watching this Olympics game, as much as people are saying that Caitlin Clark should have been on the Olympic team. Everything, the attendance is down. Watching the women's, basketball team over there in the Olympics, but through this whole Olympics, watching the women play, we've only seen one Caitlin Clark sign, and that was the first game when the United States played against Japan. They said you're going to need Caitlin Clark to beat us, and that's the only thing that we've seen over in Paris, France, that had Caitlin Clark's name on it. We haven't seen a lot of people coming out with these Caitlin Clark, signs saying, where is Caitlin and things like that. So I don't think Caitlin Clark has reached the global iconic thing like Draymond has said. I don't think she's the biggest, global women's basketball player just yet. She'll get to them heights, but right now I got to disagree with Draymond. I don't think Caitlin Clark is a global icon right now. But other than that, I totally agree with what Baron Davis and Draymond Green has sat down and talked about. Like I said, this Rookie of the Year race, it's a close race. People can say what y'all want to say about Caitlin Clark is far more superior than Angel Reese. I disagree with that. Angel Reese is right there. She's making this a competitive Rookie of the Year race. And like Draymond and all the others said, it's going to come down to who's leading in the standings, who's going to get that Rookie of the Year. So you guys let me know what y'all think about Draymond Green's comments about Caitlin Clark being a global icon. I disagree with that. And Baron Davis kept it real. He said, he'll take Caitlin Clark as the Rookie of the Year because he's a point guard. And this is what I'm talking about. Real basketball conversations where these guys did not minimize what both of these young ladies are doing just to big up somebody else. So guys, post your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.